Hey, Steve.
Alice, good to see you.
Here we are again in our somewhat adapted Pledge Try format.
That's right. Yeah, it's a little different this time. Where I am, I'm at the KAWC studios. I'm in the development office, which is, it's my office. So that's where I am, and this is where I answer phones and talk to people and get a bunch of other stuff done.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
Because actually, you've been working from home for quite a while.
For the most part, I've been intermittently, working and then taking breaks to check on tortoises.
Yes.
And, I've got a couple of tortoises, and I gotta check on them. What's that?
That's very important, the tortoises.
Well, it is, because they're just babies. They're only a year old. They're small. And, you just worry about them, getting flipped over or something like that. But so I check on them. And that's one of the nice aspects of all of this remote working part is that you can do things like that. Things that maybe are handy to do at home that you can take a quick break to go do and then get back to the serious business of public radio.
Well, we also have Jim Anderson who's joining us and is looking very festive.
Oh my gosh, Jim.
Jim, your mic's muted.
Well, that was because I was rumbling around here and I didn't want you to. Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas and happy pledge drive. If you have any curiosity about where to donate, try this.
What does that say, Jim? It says Border Radio?
BorderRadioAZ.org. And if you want to skip a click, you can just put /donate at the end. BorderRadioAZ.org/donate will take you right to the donation page and speed up your process.
That's right. This is all important. Well, and the thing that we appreciate, Jim, about how festive your background is that, I think you said there was a present for each one of us behind you on the...
There is. Look, there's a present for all of us. But, the big one's mine. You two can fight over the other two.
Oh, fine.
That's true, actually. So this year, because 2020 is what it is, it's different. We're not having a Secret Santa exchange this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That has always been fun.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to do a Facebook Live later with just so I can bring up my elf hat.
You could do the Mother Goose presents, which are the presents that you give after the first of the new year. In fact, that's what my ex-wife's mom used to do, because she'd buy stuff that was on sale after Christmas and then created her own holiday. Mother Goose Day. Go with it.
But anyway, we wanted to make sure to give people a little peek behind the curtain, so to speak. And I guess
I'm way behind the curtain right now. That's where I am.
But yeah, so the interesting thing is that we have this station that we've been in for quite some time. And I don't know for certain, but I'm pretty sure that we've been in this facility since the beginning, which was 50 years ago, over 50 years ago now, when KAWC AM 1320 went on the air, which is the precursor to what is now Border Radio. And we've been in those facilities for a really long time. And Uncle Bob Hardy was the one who was the first general manager. And so you are in, Steve, the Robert E. Hardy broadcast radio complex.
That's where I am, exactly. And we celebrate that every day that we're here.
And thank you to Bill Moody for tuning in. And actually, we were just talking about Bill Moody.
We love Bill Moody.
And we were saying how cool he is. So we wanted to give you a little peek behind the curtain and give you a quick little open house through Facebook and through YouTube of the Border Radio and KAWC studios. So Steve, you get to be kind of our remote, our cub reporter there, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Wait, Jim wants to say something.
Yeah.
I was just I was curious if we can tell people about the change that might be coming for all of us in the spring.
Not yet.
Okay.
We won't do that. We'll have a reveal party. A reveal party later.
In broadcast, that's called a tease.
for the 3 people watching right now.
Okay.
And that doesn't include us. So there's 6 people who are in the know.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, I figured I could walk you guys around, do a little tour, because I know a lot of people watching right now have not seen the inside of the studios and what all goes on here and where it happens. So I figured I would just do that. I'm going to put on this.
Ooh, nice mask.
Thank you. This is
you have to show the branding.
It's it's Border Radio right there. And I figured I would kind of walk around and just show you guys where we're at.
Okay, awesome.
Like I said, we're starting here at this is the development office. I know this is one of the most exciting parts. However, it's not decorated very exciting. You can see there's just not a lot in this office, but you'll be amazed at what there is outside this office.
Wait a second, Steve. I think you need to turn the page on your calendar. I'm pretty sure you're still on November.
No, you're mistaken. No, that went by way too quickly. You're mistaken. So now this room right outside my office is we have used this for pledge drive before.
All right.
This is the home of the phone bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of the reduced pledge drive room, the smaller version, because we have been reducing it because of all the sustainers now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the other thing I just want to point out is that on the bulletin board, this is the bulletin board over on the wall was very, very carefully decorated by yours truly. With the bandanas from Arizona Western College.
Well, I remember it was just a boring bulletin board until you decided to decorate.
Well, and look, that's our ad in the Visit Yuma magazine for 2021.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Man, somebody really took some time putting that together.
Yeah, I remember laboring over it for weeks. That's not an exaggeration.
But enough about the development team.
Yeah, so we're going to leave development programming here, and this is the lobby that we have actually done some pledge drive stuff out here. This is what this is set up for out here. We did some. I think our most recent one was just out here, set up with the plexiglass and all that. But I want to direct your attention to this room right here. This is where Dave Reek resides, and I was mentioning to Alice that looking at Dave Reek's office is kind of like visiting Wonka Land and waiting for him to come out.
Well, go knock, see if he's there.
Oh, we'll knock. We'll see. Oh my gosh, now I'm scared. What if he's actually there and he comes out? And he does that little trick with the cane, where you
Wait a second. I think Dave was on the air early this morning, so he probably finished his shift today.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to be there. One of the things in this lobby is there's a bunch of records from a record library. I mean, this is and right here there's also a sound system that will play records.
Hey, wow. Well, Steve, I noticed also that there's a couple of the famous Border Radio Golden Record Easter egg hunt records there. So here's a few of the records. When we first started promoting Border Radio, one of our promotions was that record, that Golden Record Easter hunt, and here are a couple of them from that fun experience.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
So Steve, I know this is going to seem really random to some people, but show people the couch.
Okay.
Oh, the famous couch.
Yes.
Oh, that is a classic piece of furniture. Alice, tell us where that came from.
So that couch was one of the larger donations to KAWC early on, and it was donated by Pete Mitchell, who used to be the owner of all the McDonald's franchises in Yuma. And he donated that sofa to KAWC, and there have been many people who have hung out on that sofa over the years.
and slept on it when they were the only person at the station.
Yeah, I was going to mention that there's been quite a few people who have flopped on that couch.
Yeah.
So thank you to Pete Mitchell for his support.
Pete, we hope you're doing well. I think he's in Colorado.
Oh, cool.
So
okay, so where are we now, Steve?
Okay, so now we're entering the Border Radio studios.
Okay, cool.
94.7 FM. And
Don't touch anything.
What's that?
Don't touch anything.
I won't, because they don't let me touch anything. They I can stay in my little area, but if I get in here, they say don't touch anything.
Come on, Steve. Take a chance. Press every button on that board.
Well, I'm thinking we need a little more volume. What do you think?
More cowbell.
So that's how we do it. That's the board, that mixing board. That was wasn't that also due to or became an option for us because of a contribution from one of our donors?
So several years ago, we purchased these digital boards, and one of the things that ended up being the quirk of just not realizing all of the expenses to do with new equipment is that we didn't have the money to actually install the new equipment. And so thanks to Tim Konovalov, who's a very generous supporter of our station, he was willing to sponsor the installation of those boards. So thanks to Tim and the lovely Lola for their support for helping us install all of our new digital equipment several years ago.
So, yes, thank you, Tim. Hey, Steve, before you go out of that room, take a closer look at the computer. Let people take a look at how the playlists run when we are in automation. Yeah. Yeah, so basically every little line, actually, you just saw one of the lines move. That means an element of programming just changed. But this is one of the ways, and all the computers are connected, so we can work on these from many different places in the studios. But this is how you put together the playlist and plan out the day when you're not live. And in fact, even when you're live, you usually have your music loaded so that you can simply jump to the next song.
Right.
Cool. Hey, Sean, the CDs.
Oh yes, we have there's quite a few.
Yeah. So we still are playing music off physical media on occasion.
And even off of vinyl on occasion.
That's true. And I saw the plexiglass divider is now up in that studio, so we can continue to practice our safety measures to keep everybody that on our staff and who we come encounter with safe.
Right. I was going to say, if you were live and you were a guest here, you would be using this microphone, and you'd be separated from the host with the plexiglass.
Oh, you're probably making Bill Moody nostalgic because he stood at that mic on many occasions.
Okay, so that's the music studio.
Okay.
What else is down that hallway?
Oh, well, so right here is the what for years was Pledge Central, this big room where we had a large bank of phones and volunteers, and I think at times treats and things like that. But now it's been adapted so that you can interact with hosts from here. We've done live groups performing in here on both the Border Radio side, and over here is the KAWC side.
That's really cool. And show them R2D2.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So this is just a cool little mobile device that has been nicknamed R2D2 so that we can plug different microphone sources and other music and things like that into it when we need extra inputs. Show us the other corner, though.
The other corner?
No, that one on the other side of KWC. See, that spot right there is usually where Alice is with her tiny desk and her computer. and I actually put a little sign up over it that was a homage to the brown jug, Alice, in Winslow?
Brown mug.
The brown mug. I put a sign up that said Alice Ferris sat here because in the brown mug in Winslow, they've got a sign just like this, and one sheet of paper and a plastic insert hung over a booth, and it says Harrison Ford, and then in parentheses, the actor.
The actor.
But that sign has been moved since we don't use this room for those purposes anymore.
Right. So we're going to go across the hall now. There's several of these studios. You guys are familiar with how these are used.
Yeah.
Yep, because we essentially have 2 production studios that are set up not really to be able to broadcast from, but so we can produce some news stories, the newscast. We can produce spots when necessary. Dave usually can produce his breaks in that studio as well. And we have 2 of them. We have production 1 and we have production 2, and they're pretty much set up to be mirror opposites of one another. And this side typically is the side that the music team uses, and then the other side is the side that the news team uses. But it gives us an ability to, in many respects, do more than we can as a somewhat limited size team, where if we had to cover everything live, we couldn't possibly do it. I mean, we would have to be awake far too many hours of the day. So that's why we take the time to be able to pre-produce some of the spots so that we don't have to be live in the studio all the time.
Now, most of that takes place in people's home studios these days. But when Alice says spots, she's talking about the underwriting announcements that you hear. And if you'd like to become an underwriter, you can give us a call or send us an email to info@borderradioaz.org, and Steve can help you out with that. That's where the PSAs are produced. That's where day sponsorships are produced. All of these are ways for you to get your message on the air. But just reach out to us if you'd like to do so. info@borderradioaz.org.
Actually, all of those spots that you just mentioned are produced from here.
No, there's but like other spots, you're not doing all of them.
I'm doing underwriting. I'm doing day sponsors.
Man, I hope you got a COVID raise.
Oh, yeah.
So here's another studio similar to the other one.
And this is where the news team usually lives.
Right.
So when they need to produce their newscast, they're usually hanging out in here.
This is all things considered.
I think I just earlier today, I saw Lou Gum himself sitting in this chair right here.
Wow.
So we need a new sign.
Lou Gum sat here.
And he was sitting there.
Awesome.
So next, guys, we're going to go just a little bit farther down the hall. And we're actually on the air right now. So I'm going to check and see if Kim Johnson is speaking right now or if he's available to chat.
The Kim Johnson?
Yes.
Hey, look, it's Kim.
Where?
Kim Johnson.
Hi, Kim.
If I had known I was going to be videoed, I would have shaved.
We're just happy to see that you're wearing pants today.
That was one nice thing about working at home. I didn't have to.
Yeah, I think we all enjoy that.
Well, it's kind of odd to see you guys in little tiny squares, but it's nice. I hope things are going well for you.
Just imagine either Hollywood Squares or the Brady Bunch.
Well, you're a few squares short, and I'm not insinuating anything by that.
Oh, well. We are kind of a blended family, but not in ways you might think.
Well, I do have to get back now to important work of running the station. But
so, Kim, tell us quickly, what's one story that's coming up this afternoon?
Tell us quickly what?
One story that's coming up this afternoon.
Okay. One that I just read and that will be airing momentarily. Rhode Island has put up field hospitals to accommodate the surge in COVID-19 patients, but now they're facing the challenge of finding the healthcare workers to be able to come there to take care of the patients. That's 15 minutes away on all things considered.
That's awesome. Thank you for the promo. Now people know what it looks like when you read.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you, Kim.
Bye, guys.
So that is the FM air studio. And so typically when we refer to the FM and the AM, that comes from those of us who've been around for a while when Border Radio was just 1320 AM. And now we do have our FM translator at 94.7 in Yuma. And of course, we broadcast on FM signals throughout northern and central Arizona. But we still, for those of us who've been around, just kind of default to saying the FM studio and the AM studio. But the FM studio is actually the KAWC News Studio. And we do broadcast live there most of the time for Morning Edition and All Things Considered.
Right. So now we've entered the newsroom. And so this is where our news reporters do their busy work, when they're at the station. This was an addition, I think, about 2 years ago. This whole room.
Yes, that is the former music library. So that entire space used to be filled with LPs and CDs, and was frankly a glorified storage area. And at one point, we did get some additional funding from Arizona Western College to rework this entire area into the newsroom, and it has been a much more effective use of that space. So that now we can have up to 4 reporters stationed in there full-time, or we can have 2 reporters full-time and have the 2 other cubicles kind of shared with part-time reporters. But right now we've got a mix of Kim Johnson, who of course and Victor Calderon, and we have Andrea Perez Balderrama, and then we also have Lou, of course, who's got his own office. And we have Brandon, that's who I'm forgetting, who's our digital editor.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, show them the brains of the state. Oh, Lou Gum's not in, so his office is closed. Oh, is it open?
Well, it's open. It is open. We could probably trespass in there, but we just know that that's the news director's office in there.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we don't have permission to crash his office, so we'll leave it in the dark.
But Steve, point up to the ceiling where you're standing. That, people may not realize, is direct communication to the mothership.
The mothership?
That is the squawk box. So there is a direct intercom line that almost every NPR news station has to NPR headquarters. And so if they're communicating something direct about breaking news or about changes in the show format that are urgent, you will hear an announcement over the squawk box that says, coming up at X time Eastern, we're going to be breaking into Morning Edition to do special coverage of. And obviously over the last, probably 12 to 18 months, we've heard far more out of the squawk box than normal.
Yes, that's true. Okay, we've got one more place to stop on our tour. We're going to go into the engineering room. Now, I inadvertently ignored Jim's idea of go in there and check out see if we need to clean anything up first. And
so this is also our kitchen. It's our water cooler. This is where we make our coffee and our teas. We've got a fridge. Hey, are there still gallons of that hand sanitizer from Prison Hill Brewery?
Yes, there are. It looks like there's 3 of each of the hand sanitizer and the surface sanitizer.
Let us see them. Yeah, check it out. So thanks very much to Prison Hill Brewery for providing us this great hand sanitizer. I know I got my gallon.
Okay, but I have a sad story about one of my 2 gallons.
Oh boy, that is hilarious.
One of my bottle of surface sanitizer actually burst.
How does that happen?
I think it was probably too close to a hot water line. I mean, not like a full pipe, but a hot water line. And so it sprung a little leak in the bottom of it, and I didn't notice it other than walking into the kitchen saying, why does it smell like alcohol in here? And it wasn't until later in the evening when I came downstairs and there was a spill of across half of my kitchen floor of surface sanitizer that I realized something had gone awry. But my floor is amazingly clean right now.
Sanitary.
That's awesome. All right, so show us the brains, Steve.
Well, this is it right here.
Okay. So, what you see going on here, these are communications with satellites. These are outputs to our transmitters, to the internet interfaces. And you'll notice that many of them are duplicates because we run 2 stations. But all of these are those type of things. Also in this rack is the emergency broadcast alert system is in here, which makes sure that, in the event something occurs, we are able to let you know without even touching a button. So it's really cool, but this is what runs the entire operation. This is the brains.
Cool.
Well, I guess we should continue to call Dave the Brains because of his awesome management.
Maybe Dave. Maybe he oversees the brains.
Yeah, that could be it.
That seems about right.
Well, that's very cool. All right, then.
Okay, so we're going to head on back down the hall.
Very cool.
Which, of course, the halls are.
Show them that cool poster coming up on the left. Check
StoryCorps.
this. Yeah, check this out. When we got to host StoryCorps for the second time, now it's been just over a year. It was awesome, great experience, and this is one of their posters. And Yuma is represented in this this poster. Yep,
right down in the corner.
There you go. We're also one of the I guess pillars that are in it. But anyway, there you go. That was a cool experience. Thanks to all of you who participated in that too.
So we're going to come back in here and we're going to go by this sign that got moved to right here.
We had a freeze, Steve.
Uh-oh. Are we still frozen?
We are.
We came back a little while ago.
All right. We will, if you want to go ahead and reposition, Alice and I'll chat and we'll see if your signal returns. Oh,
Yeah.
There you go. Now you're good.
There you are, Steve.
Okay.
All right.
That's the
thanks for
station.
the tour, Steve.
That was fun. I noticed you didn't show them your desk.
I'm back at my desk, and that was the station.
I tease. Steve keeps a pretty tidy workspace.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for participating and riding along on our little behind-the-scenes tour. And we'll probably be trying to do a few more of these as we go throughout the year because, frankly, Jim, Steve, and I miss each other. So
we do
kind of do this to hang out together, really.
I'm a very lonely, needy man.
So we hope that you enjoyed our little tour. And if you would like to support either Border Radio or KAWC, we encourage your support right now, especially it's the year end. And so we'd love to hear from you to let us know that you value this service enough to pay for it. So if you can go to, as Jim has on his screen, borderradioaz.org. You can support Border Radio there, or you can go to kawc.org/donate and show your support for the news service there. Or if you want to go to either one of those addresses and just say, I love all of you guys and just split it, we can do that too. So show your support. We'd appreciate it. And now I guess on to your regularly scheduled feed.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us.